Hey guys, thanks for joining us back out here at the Range Report. And here we are at our home base at Point Blank Range in Matthews, North Carolina, the preeminent range in the state. Well, tonight we're changing things up a little. You know, we usually bring you guys rifles, handguns, stuff like that, but tonight we're going pneumatic. This is the Ruger Blackhawk 177 caliber pellet rifle. Yep, that's right, this is an air rifle. Now, I got this one from my wife for my birthday about a month ago, and I've been shooting BB guns and pellet guns my whole life, and I've seen some really high-end ones. We go to SHOT Show all the time, and there are some guns out there that are $3,000–4,000. Well, this one's not quite that much, but boy, have technology changed. I remember being a kid pumping that Daisy air rifle 30 or 40 times to watch the BB go like 50 feet and then drop off into the grass without hitting the target. Well, that's not the case with one of these. This thing has got, it's a break barrel. You have to pull the barrel down in order to cock it, pump it, and load it all at one time. And it takes about 30 to 40 pounds of pressure in order to do that. This rifle purportedly shoots at 1,000 feet per second with lead and 1,200 feet per second with alloy. Now, I've got a couple of different pellets to go along with this tonight, and we've got a target here. When I zeroed this in my backyard, I was stunned by first the report, because it sounded like a 22 going off. Secondly, I was stunned by the fact that I set up a piece of plywood, half-inch furniture-grade plywood, about 50 feet from my back deck up against the porch, the railings. Punched a clean hole through that thing like it was a drill bit from 50 feet away with a lead pellet. Now, I got two different varieties. I have a lead and an alloy, and I've got a target here that I put together. That is half-inch furniture-grade plywood. Up on the top is 3/4-inch pine. At the bottom is 3/4-inch pine. And what I want to do is try and punch a hole in each piece of wood individually. And then I will double them up to see if we get even better penetration. Now, I've got three targets in the middle. These are all reactive targets, so you'll be able to see what I hit when I hit them. And in the bullseye of each one of those, I have coins. They're behind the target itself. I have 2 pennies and a nickel. Now, a penny is about the same thickness as the metal that you would find on a conventional car door on the skin. So I just want to see if this will actually put a hole through that as well. So I got this thing zeroed in pretty well. We're going to set this target out at 50 feet, and we're going to see what kind of damage we do. We already know that it's accurate. I didn't bring my chrono with me, but I did check it, and the numbers are true. With lead, you're about 1,000 feet per second. With the alloy combo, you're pushing 1,200. Both those neighbors are noisy. So we're going to set this out. We're going to reset. We're going to put a couple of rounds through this thing. We're going to keep bringing it back and forth to see what kind of damage this does to the wood and to the target, and see if you guys might want to pop for a couple of $100 for one of these things. Because I'll tell you, if you want to, bring your kids out and let them have some fun, you're not going to let off shots rapidly with this thing by any stretch of the imagination. But if you want to hone the fundamentals, hone the accuracy, hone the skill, I don't think you can go wrong with one of these. Just a couple of features real quick. Like I said, it's a break barrel front. You got to pull it down to cock it, load it, and get it ready to go. This has got fiber optics front and rear, so it's adjustable for windage and elevation. There is the slight little dovetail rail on the top of that, and they do give you a 4x24 scope on this thing. The scope sucks, so this will probably wind up getting replaced with something with a little bit more magnification, a little bit more adjustability and clarity, but for the moment, it'll serve the purpose. So again, we're going to set that target at 50 feet and put some rounds down. All right, the first pellets we're going to put through this thing tonight are from Crossman. They're premier pointed 7.4 grain. These are just the lead ones. Now, these are the ones that I zeroed the rifle in originally, and these punched a hole through half-inch plywood like it was a drill bit. After that, we're going to try these. These are the Gammo Red Fire Extreme Accuracy pellets. These are also pointed, but they have like You can see in the thing there's like a little red polymer tip that's in there. I'm not sure if that's just painted lead or polymer. I tried to scratch it off. I couldn't. It's not soft, I can tell you that. These are, they said, for extreme accuracy. Now, these are an alloy, from what I understand, and these are the ones that were pushing out a much higher velocity when I chronoed it. They fit much tighter into the barrel, so, you assume with more back pressure, more velocity, the greater your speed is going to be, greater your accuracy. So, again, the target is out about 50 feet. I'm going to run 5 rounds through it with the pointed Premier, and then I'm going to run 5 rounds through it with the other one. Now remember, those 3 middle targets I have there have got a coin behind each one of them, so I want to see if this will punch a hole through the coin. Will it? I'm not sure. I know it'll punch through the wood, but we'll see, and who knows, this might be surprising for me, you, and everybody watching, so we'll take a few shots and see what happens. Now again, cocking one of these things, 30 to 40 pounds of pressure it takes to cock one of these. So I'm going to load up the lead rounds. I'm going to put my ears on because, like I said, surprisingly, this thing is loud. I'm going to aim for the top target. Now the top target is attached to a piece of 3/4 inch pine. Okay, I'm going to aim for the bottom target, which is also 3/4 inch pine. Now these are the lead ones. These are softer projectiles. Now the one thing I don't like about this is every time you cock and load this, there's a thumb safety that pushes out, so you have to constantly remember to push the safety back in. I know it's for kids, but still, it's when you get lined up on the target and you're about to squeeze the trigger and you forget the safety's on, it's a little annoying. All right, now I'm going to shoot at the outside of I'm not going to aim at the targets themselves because they have the coins in them. I just want to see if this will penetrate through the 1/2 inch plywood at this distance. I want to save those coins for the other ones. So what I'll do is I'll shoot high on the targets. All right. I'm shooting above where I know the coin is, so that I can come back and hit them with the other pellets. But if you want to skip, arm day at the gym, this will do it for you. All right, so I've got 5 shots through that. I'm going to bring this home, and I want to see if this actually did any penetration. We're going to take this, turn it around, and see what we did. All right, so here's my target. We've got through 3/4 inch pine, 1/2 inch plywood, and 3/4 inch pine. And in the back, at 50 feet, right through the 3/4 inch pine, went right through the plywood, no problem. Just broke the surface of that right there. And that one on the bottom, clean through it. So what we're going to do, watch this. I'm going to turn that way, and we're going to see if we can't get penetration all the way through. Now remember, I have a coin here. I don't want to hit just yet. So we're going to bring this back, and I'm going to aim high on this target to see if it'll go through this 3/4 inch piece and into the 1/2 inch. All right, now with our target set back up and the wood doubled over, I'm gonna switch the ammunition to this red pointed stuff. This stuff fits much, much tighter into that barrel. And I know it has a higher velocity. I'm gonna try and hit high on this target. I just wanna see if it penetrates through completely. Okay. Now, I just, again, wanted to hit the top of the target to see if it went through the 1/2 inch and into if it went through the 3/4 and into the 1/2 inch. So, here's my target, here's my shot right here. Went through, and let's see. No, it didn't. All right, so it broke a little bit of the pine in the back, but it didn't have enough to penetrate both layers of wood. So 3/4 of an inch is probably the maximum penetration that you're gonna get with one of these. But now we're gonna try and take out the center of these, and to give myself the best chances of doing it, I'm gonna set this at about 35 feet. I wanted to see if that will punch through. Now remember, I have a penny, a nickel, and another penny. And we'll see what happens. Our target is at 35 feet. I'm gonna break this down. And we're gonna use these little red guys. And see if this will penetrate those coins. I think I caught the edge of that one. So I'm going to take one more shot at that top target. I think that was a clean hit. We're gonna go for the middle. Now the middle is where that nickel is. Now the nickel, you know, is thicker, but I think the compound inside that is a little softer than the pennies are. Again, I think I just hit the edge of it. So I'm gonna come down a little bit. Oh, I hit the same hole again. You have to bear with me. My eyes are getting old. This range is very hot. All right. And now the one on the bottom. I'm actually thinking that those solid lead ones might be a little more accurate than these. Yeah, I'm going to switch to the lead. It seems that those fire red ones are going a little higher than my point of aim. Well, this is almost embarrassing. Now, when you see my groupings, you're going to say, wow, those are pretty nice groupings. I just can't get them to hit where I want them to. I don't know if this may be getting knocked around a little. All right, yeah. The scope is definitely, because I just compensated for where my rounds were going, and I have to aim at the 5 o'clock mark to put it in the 0. All right, got a series of shots. I did not hit the nickel in the middle. I think I probably caught the edge of it. But there's a lot of debris falling out of the back of this target. So we're going to open this up. All right, so from 30 feet, it did not penetrate. There we go. It did not penetrate the penny, but it did put a good sized dent in it. Now, remember, if you have this and there's wood backing it up, you're trying to put the force through the penny and the wood. If this was suspended just by itself, I have a good thought that it would probably go through it. Well, now, I just caught the very rim of the nickel, didn't do any damage to it. And this penny as well, this one caught the edge, put a really good deformation in it. Just because I'm curious, and like I said, if you hit metal against something, you're trying to impart that force through both layers of medium. So, you know, I want to see if there's a little buffer between that. So what I did, all right, like I said, if you're trying to hit that, I put a piece of industrial adhesive up at the top of this. And that adhesive is about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's clear adhesive, so it'll absorb some of the impact, but it's going to create a little bit of separation. Just for shits and giggles, I just want to see if I can actually punch a hole in it or see how much damage it'll do to that. So, sending the target back out. I'm going to crank this out. And I'm going to put one of the lead projectiles in. Now, I don't know if I'm going to hit it again. My scope is, like I said, it's not the greatest quality scope. I mean, you bump into it and it loses 0. So we'll try anyway and see what happens. Well, I know I hit it because it disappeared. So, all right, I'll try and find that somewhere out there on the range floor. But in any event, these run about $195, $220. I'm not really sure. It depends upon where you can get them. Sportsman's Warehouse, Academy has them. I think you could even get these things at Walmart. Not really sure, but it's a Umarex gun that's branded for Ruger. The quality of the gun is fantastic. I mean, really, really is. It's a very well-made gun. The trigger it's just a single stage break. It's about 8 or 9 pounds. It's heavy, but there's no take up, no slack. It's just all wall. You just got to give it a good crisp pull. And it's got a polymer stock. It's got a rubberized butt pad, but there's no giving it because you don't need it. It's no recoil. Wear the hearing protection with this because it is loud. And like I said, it's got fiber optics front and rear. All in all, I mean, you have a lot of fun with one of these things. If you're somebody who wants to, rodent control or something like that in an area where you can't use firearms, maybe this will do the right thing for you. Who the hell knows? But listen, this is Frank from the Range Report. I want to thank you guys for coming back. I hope you enjoyed the little homemade display that we put together for you tonight. I know this is an out of the ordinary kind of video. The next one, Glenfield Marlin Model 80 from 1936. We picked that one up, just had it, whole thing I'd refurbished. It looks beautiful. That's the next video. I hope you guys stay tuned. If you could, please like, share, and subscribe, and all the rest of that good stuff. And like I said, we appreciate you guys being here. So you guys be safe and shoot straight. Thanks. Boy, those noisy.